Hiya folks, it's Thursday and I hope you're all doing well. It's actually Tuesday when I'm recording this because I'm supposed to be doing a hobby rant on Thursday, and whilst that script is written, I just received an email that I really need to give its own video to make sure that they hopefully watch this, and essentially it's a more serious one today, so apologies, but when I get an email like this, I go into crisis mode. So there we go. Hopefully you're all having a good week. If you like what I do, the subscribe button is down below, Patreon's down below if you want to be involved in the prize draw, all that fun stuff. But it's not really one of those videos. I'm going to have ads on, but like I don't really want to do any other promotions and do anything like that today. It's going to be more of a sit-down talk than it is a huge comedy hobby nightmare. That'll be tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a much funnier one. I've gone hand selected a few funny stories that will be here on Friday to bring the mood into more of a levity. So if you're not in the mood for a downer or hearing about things that aren't that great, then please skip this one, move on to the next video. Love you a long time and all that, okay? But this is a bit of a crisis video of me getting an email and thinking, yes, I can't bury this on Hobby Nightmares. I can't put this in with another few Hobby Nightmares because this is crisis mode. So, before I go any further, Metallic Exarch, if you are listening, okay, don't switch off the video. This is your video. Alright? Cool. Excellent. So, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to go through it point by point. It's not very long, okay? So it's not going to be a Pirate King-esque video. Love how that guy's become a bit of a legend on the channel now. That's awesome. It's more of a normal-sized Hobby Nightmare that I will... but a very serious one. So, let's jump in. Metallic Exarch says, "Alright, North. This is more of a hobby nightmare situation than an actual thing, as in small hobby nightmare, but here goes. Cutting right to the chase. I have a decent job. I work hard, and I love my work. It's in the gaming industry, but I will leave it there. The thing is, I'm kind of struggling here. I get home to my apartment and look out over the city. It's a nice place, and I realise it's just me and my models again for the evening. I sit in front of my computer, get my models out, and start painting whilst listening to guys like you. Now, I love my Eldar, although the new rules are bafflingly intense and they infuriate me. And I find that painting them brings me a lot more solace than actually gaming these days. In fact, I get home, I eat, I paint, I shower, and then head to bed. That's my evening routine over several hours every night. Great for most people, right? And it was for me as an introvert, but that's gone now. Now I'm lonely. I have no one. My family has passed away, for the most part, as I was an only child, and both my parents, sadly, are no longer with us. My grandparents I have vague memories of, but they are also not here anymore. So, I've been a loner for a long time, through high school, college, all the way through there. But it's only in seeing people in my dream job that I now feel like, wow, I really am on my own. I've lost a lot of people in my life, to the point that I get quite severe depressive episodes. I genuinely don't like myself, and when I talk online or even to people in real life, they soon bring up that I am very quiet, or that I tend to say the wrong thing at the wrong time through being nervous or having an opinion. This then makes me retreat into myself, and the cycle continues. I have no kids, no partner, no friends in reality. You know, I would describe myself as an average looking guy, maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But I'm desperate for human contact, and have no idea where to start or when. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't be here, that I'm taking up space that somebody else could really use. I'm wasted potential, adding nothing to the world. Would it really be that bad to just head off quietly and be with my family again? I have no clue where to go from here, to be honest, and I am generally lost. I feel like there is not much point to living, and that is coming from a place of logic and not emotion. What would you do in my situation? Thank you, Metallic Exarch. So hopefully those of you who are, wondering why this isn't a rant video like I was going to do, now realise why I'm wanting to do this one instead. Alright, so, as you all know, this is a channel about helping people, and this is one of those times where I just felt like I had to drop everything and just record something for Thursday. I've sent this person an email back saying it'll be on Thursday, so hopefully it gets through them. Alright, so, this is one of those times when the hobby doesn't work. The hobby isn't a be-all and end-all fix to your problems. And I think here we are seeing the absolute end point of that. This is somebody in Exarch who has retreated into his hobby, has retreated into what he likes to do, and it stopped working. This is kind of like antibiotics. When my grandpa was ill with an infection, the doctors were giving him antibiotics and he was getting better. And then all of a sudden they took him off of them and he started to get worse again. And we were saying, well, why have you done that? And he said, well, really what we're doing is his body is getting more resistant to the antibiotics. So if we keep him on these antibiotics, his body won't learn how to combat the reaction. We want to help him through it. We don't want to make him dependent. Because eventually the antibiotics will stop working and then he will be really ill. Right? That's what has happened here with the hobby. The hobby has become your antibiotics and Exarch. It is the thing that you're using to mask your pain and dull it and take it away. And now, the antibiotics have stopped working, you've become resistant to them. And because you've become resistant to them, now those thoughts are really, really, really starting to ebb away and getting into your brain. That's not good, but hopefully you've reached out to the right person. I will say this. There will come a time, and you're past that now, where the hobby won't work anymore. The hobby's not meant to be something that completely takes over your life and makes sure that you have something to do, instead of thinking about not wanting to be here anymore. That's a crutch. The hobby should be the cherry on the cake. It's what I say about your partner when you choose a partner. Your partner should be the garnish on your burger. She shouldn't be the burger on the bun. You should have your own stuff, your own things to do. This is where we are. You don't have any of those things. And I completely understand that. You've lost a lot of things in your life and that things maybe aren't going very well. And I applaud you for doing this in a way that other people who perhaps feel like you might get something out of the response. So, well done. I hesitate to say, just get out there, because that never works. And it never works with people who are introverts, because that's just not what they're built to do. What I would say is that there are people out there who care about you. I'm one of them. And I've only read this. I've read this one email from you. But I'm one of them. I don't want you to go anywhere. I don't want you to do anything silly. Okay? You're a decent guy and a decent job. You're just somebody who's lost their way a little bit. And it's the main thing you need to realise, okay, is give yourself permission to suck at certain things. I do. I give myself permission to suck. I know a lot of people. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? But I give myself permission to not be great at things. I know sometimes, like I read on a comment the other day that you know I have very, very high standards for other people that I don't always measure up to myself. That's true. That's very, very true. That's me, by the by, you know. But it's something that I have to recognise and acknowledge, but then move on. Because what am I going to do? Sit here for the rest of my day and admit defeat, admit that, you know, I'm not a very nice person? That's bollocks. I'm a very nice person. I help people. That's what I'm here to do. I think you need to come to the same conclusion. I think you reaching out here shows that you want to be here deep down. There's definitely somebody, a part of you in there that wants to be here, that doesn't want to go away, that doesn't want to join your family, right? And not being here anymore. That's why you're reaching out. I would say find meaning in people that you know. And if you don't know anybody, then now's the time. Now's the time. Look at yourself in the mirror, acknowledge who you are, acknowledge that you have faults and that you're not always going to be able to be the perfect person. Acknowledge that it's going to take some time and be honest with yourself and be honest with those people that you meet. Say, look, I'm not really versed in social aspects and things like that. Remember that story that, well, we've had a few stories like this, but I remember that video I did a while back when I said, why hobby chads are so important. This is one of those times. There are ways in which the hobby can help you without you sitting in your flat all day painting. All right, that is being honest in what you need and what you want to go out there and get. If you want a hobby chad or something like that to help you out, the best way is to reach out to them and ask. And I'm not saying I'm a hobby chad. I don't think I am. I think there are definitely pieces of my personality that I still need to edge out and smooth down and make better. Hence why I'm doing therapy, But aside from me, you are showing that you're reaching out to people. This is the best thing for you to do. What I would suggest is you come onto the Discord first and foremost. You make a post, you talk to people, and you say, look, I'm this guy, I need some help. I want some help, I want some advice. How do I become a more sociable person? How do I make sure that I can make friends? I'm in this area. Does anyone want to meet up for a game of Warhammer 40,000? If you want to stay in the hobby that way, that is the way to do it. Do not give up and just roll over and die. That's not the way to do it. That isn't the way to do it. Nothing changes that way. Okay? Nothing changes. Just by reaching out, you've done 9/10 of the work. As somebody who used to be in episodes like this, this is 9/10 of the work, my dude. You reaching out is the hardest part of the process. Reaching out to me was the hardest part of the process. Now, go onto the Discord. I've given you my email. We will exchange emails back and forth, okay? We'll get you through this. You're not on your own. Alright? You've reached out and, you wanted my attention, now you have it. Okay? We will talk and we will get you through this. Okay, I'm not always available, of course. I'm not going to say I'm going to email you back straight away, but I did it with Pirate King, I've done it with a few others. I will email as long and as ably as I can. I still need to get back to Pirate King, actually. He emailed me a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, at least for a while, until I know you're getting back on your feet and you're doing well, then I will be here to email back and forth with you, okay? But other people will be as well. Get on the Discord, come and talk to us, get involved in the movie night on Fridays, get involved in playing video games with us. Make sure you have people there that you can talk to. In your workplace, if you're working in a gaming company, I will tell you this right now. Most gaming companies, at least the people working in them, not the management, but the people working in them, that I know of, are very, very, very good about helping their fellow developers and helping their fellow workers. The minute you go in there and you admit you've got a problem and you say, listen guys, I'm struggling here, I'm really struggling and I need friends. The minute you put your hand up and say, fuck this, I need help. The minute you do that, multiple people will be at your desk, right? Will come to find you and say, let's go have a coffee. Let's go have a beer after work. Let's go have a meal. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let me get to know you. I'm interested in getting to know you. We all want friends. You're not in this on your own. You're not in this on a raft floating out there on your own. You're making it that you're out there on your own because you're on your raft and you're out there and you're clinging to your models like some life support system that is failing you. It's failing you. Because you're not supposed to treat it that way. It's an antibiotic. It's supposed to be something that helps you along. It's not supposed to become your whole defining characteristic of how you get over your loneliness and your self-hatred, right? You get over that by talking to people. And by talking to me, or at least starting to talk to me, you've done the hardest part. This first reach out is the hardest bit. This is what you needed to do. Alright? You're on the way now. And hopefully, a lot of other people needed to hear this email and needed to hear this part of the story. Because, if I've got to get another email, so this is, again, I got an email a few days ago from somebody's mother, saying that they had gone missing. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's somebody who had emailed me once or twice, and I'd emailed them back and things like that. And I'm awaiting an email back on that score, and I get invested in people. I get invested in your stories. I get invested in you. I want to make sure that you're doing okay. Not being here anymore is not a solution. It's not a solution. You devastate people. And by the way, here's the thing. If you don't think, Exarch, that anyone cares about you because you don't have a family, I do. And you've sent me one email. Imagine what people will be like when you actually open up to them and talk to them. Imagine what that's going to feel like. When people actually want to know you. It says in your bio there, of your email, that you're into D&D. Well, dude, that is the consummate way to pull yourself out of this. And to get more people involved is to join a D&D group that you think is cool. We'll be doing one on the channel pretty soon. Sign up to it. Sign up to it and get to know people. Okay? I know you're in the UK, for instance. It says there on your profile. So travel, meet people, come and see us, come and see other people in the hobby. Play games. Meet people in the ways that we all meet people, and that's by literally being vulnerable. You're not going to meet anybody unless you're vulnerable, and that is one of the main things that I wanted to touch on in my response. Is that it does seem to me that you are quite terrified of letting yourself be out there and be vulnerable because you've been told in the past that maybe you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, maybe you're very quiet. That's fine. Mate, as long as you lead with that and you say, listen, I'm really sorry, I can be quite quiet because, you know, I've been on my own for a lot of my life, so, you know, I'm really sorry if I'm quiet and I might say the wrong thing. I'm not that big on social cues, but, you know, hopefully you can be patient with me and we can have some fun. If you just say those 3 sentences, most people go, alright, this guy's cool. I like this guy. This guy's honest. Like, at least he's telling us, you know, what time it is. He's like, yeah, okay, these are my issues here. You know, I'm not blaming you, these are my issues, but, you know, please be a bit patient with me. That's great. And people will be patient with you. And if you do something wrong, they will set you straight in a respectful way. In a good way where they say, hey man, you know, maybe don't say that because this and that, you know, blah, blah. It's all good, no problem, right? No one's going to ostracize you if you put yourself out there in this hobby. I'm telling you now. I may do a channel which has a lot of hobby nightmares on it, but there is a reason why this channel has a niche. Because hobby nightmares are not normal. Hobby nightmares are things that happen that people go, wow, that happened, right? They're not normal. They're not usual. That's why they're hobby nightmares and not hobby everyday stories. Okay? The hobby is not hobby nightmares. The hobby is an amazing place that would be worse off if you were not here. The minute you open yourself to people and you let people get to know you and you make sure that, hey, these are some of my issues, I just wanted to get that out there because, you know, sometimes I say the wrong thing, my bad social cues and shit like that. As long as you're honest with people about that and you're upfront and you're a nice guy and you take care of yourself, you smell okay, you know, you smile, and try and make sure people around you are having a nice time. Dude, there is going to be nobody out there who doesn't want to be around you. It's just how it works. We all want human connection. I mean, hell, you do Eldar, you live in a cool place, you're a game developer. I want to know you. You sound like an interesting person to know. Right? I exchanged one email, not even exchanged. I got this email and sent you one back, you know, saying, please watch the video. But that's it. And we will converse and we will go on and we will get you some friends. I will walk you to that lake, my friend. I will walk you to that lake. I can't make you drink, though. Right? I will be a friend to you. I will walk you to that lake, but I can't make you drink. That's all you. That's all you. You've got to want to get in there. You've got to want to have a drink of water. That's just where we are, okay? So, I'm not going to do this. I don't do this with anybody, but people where I think, look, you know, this needs intervention right now. So please don't email me and say, oh, I'm having a slight issue with the breakup. That's not really what I'm here for, right? I'll do a hobby nightmare on it, give you some advice, but I'm not going to drop what I'm doing and email back and forth and talk to you, and because I've got tons of things on. I'd love to be in a position. This is the hardest thing about being a YouTuber for me, or at least the one in this sphere, is, you know, I want to speak to all of you. I want to make sure you're all okay. I don't have that much time in the day, though. Quite frankly, it's just not something I could do. So I've got to spend my time very, very sparingly. But Exarch, this ain't the way, dude. All right, this ain't the way. This ain't it. You need to be here. There's no other way. There's no other way to talk about it, really. Because Eldar need all the help they can get right now. So if we can have more sane Eldar players like yourself who see the new rules and go, that's a load of fucking nonsense. We need more guys like you around. So please, you know, accept my invitation, accept my email, come and speak to us on the Discord. There's loads of people on there who want to talk to you. We've got the Friday Night Club there who always want new members to watch movies with and to go and have a pint with and do things like that. We're doing meetups as well. You know, I meet people almost every other weekend from the channel who either visit my city or you know, or do something. Listen, we're all here for you, and if you needed to listen to this video, if you saw this video and you thought, I am a bit lost, I need to watch this, yeah, then I'm talking to you as well. The Discord is there for a reason. It's not there so... it is there so people can just talk, but that's not its main purpose. Its main purpose is making sure you feel like you've got friends, because you do. You have hundreds of friends. One of them's me. Alright? We need to move away from treating the hobby, or an aspect of the hobby that we like, as a crutch. We need to move away from that. And we need to start compounding on the fact that the hobby should be the garnish that's on top of what our life is. That's where we should be. Alright? So please, get in contact. Know that, you know, there's people out here who actually want to help you. And if you needed to hear this today, if you're somebody who's not Exarch, but you needed to hear this, I'm talking to you as well. Alright, Exarch, that's the bit I'm replying to with you. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. Please get in contact with me. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is the anger that I'm seeing in a lot of comments, right? And I don't mean anger necessarily at me. I mean anger at life in general. I'm seeing this a lot, not just in my videos. I've seen this in quite a few people's videos, actually, either in the hobby or outside of the hobby, but a lot on mine. So I tend to talk about more serious things in the hobby, like hobby life and what it's like to be here and things like that. The anger that I'm noticing, it can be directed at women, it can be directed at other people in the hobby, it can be directed at nerds in general, it can be directed at whatever, right? How do I say this without sounding like a hippie? We're all in here for the same reasons. We're all in here because we're broken on some level. On some level, we want a sense of belonging. On some level, we want a sense of, hey, I've got friends and they think what I do is cool. And they think what my stories are cool. Or my Warhammer is cool. Or my painting's cool. Or, you know, the rules that I write for our campaigns are cool. That's what we want. That's what we're all here for, that. And I'd like people to not lose sight of that in the comments, okay? Just because somebody has an opinion that's on one side doesn't mean that they don't have a more nuanced opinion elsewhere. Okay? That's what I wanted to say on that. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. There was no script to this one. This was just me talking out my backside for 25-30 minutes. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and if you needed to hear that, I'm here. Everyone's here. The Discord's down below. Come and join it. And aside from that, I'll speak to you tomorrow for some more Hobby Nightmares, where we'll have we'll have a day filled of levity, is what we will have. Alright? Love you all a long time, and I mean that sincerely. Don't go anywhere. And I mean that too. Come and speak to me. Use the comment section down below to have a chat and a natter with people. Use the channel to dig yourself out of a hole if you need to. And use it as the scaffolding that you need to start rebuilding yourself. Get down to the gym. Get down to any beach or whatever. Go and have a run. Eat better. Drink better. Live better. Do your thing. Alright? Love you all a long time. Speak to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.